What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Draconian. Yes, indeed. How about that? Draconian making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Hamish Alexander, and this is actually one of Hamish's 3 prioritized requests for the month of December for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Hamish. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Hamish wanted to see me react to this. It is Draconian with a song entitled Stellar Tombs. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Kirill Sarkov. Sure, why not? Kirill Sarkov. And the video has 1.6 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Draconian, Stellar Tombs, unofficial live video. That's a nice touch. I like that. I like it. Unofficial. So they're making that claim right now. And they're saying, hey, we're not trying to claim this is the official one. This is the unofficial one. I like it. Ballsy. Gotta appreciate that. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Ah, yes. Ding, ding, doors open, ding, ding, yeah. Doors open, keys in the ignition. I love it, that ding, ding, ding. Nice. It made smooth too. So in this shot, he's not wearing a hoodie. And this shot, he is wearing a hoodie. Well, they did say unofficial. So one of two things is happening here. It's obvious this is not one performance. I think we can all agree on that now. And here's the funny thing. I know there's going to be people in the comments going, no, this is all taken from one live performance. This is all from one show. And you're imagining things. Really? I'm imagining a hoodie just appearing out of nowhere?
Are you kidding me?
You sure about that? No, listen, let's be objective. Let's put personal feelings aside, okay? I know for a lot of people, this might be their favorite band of all time, and this might be their favorite song of all time. Let's look at this objectively, okay? There is no denying that in this shot, he's wearing a hoodie. In this shot, he's not, okay? Let's call it a spade here. This is not one performance. This is footage from multiple performances, okay? Now, as far as the audio goes, is the audio live? I don't know. I can't tell. It's clean. It's very clean. It almost sounds like studio. Almost. I'm not 100% certain. I'm going to be looking for things that will convince me and tell me that what we're hearing is live. Like crowd audience sounds. I'll be looking for those. Breathing, breath sounds in the mic, feet shuffling. I'll be looking for anything that is going to tell me that this is a live audio that was captured from one of the shows, or maybe even a completely different show than one of these two, and put underneath. It's very possible. Then again, we could be looking at one of these situations that a lot of bands do, where they will take live footage and put studio recording underneath. You know, that came off the official album. They'll take the audio from the album and stick it underneath and put live footage on top. Listen, a lot of bands do this, okay? I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. It's possible. I'm going to be looking for evidence that points to either way, okay? So let's get back into this and let's see where this goes. Remember, this is different audio. I was about to say that studio audio, but I have to remember that this could be live audio from a different show, not necessarily from this particular show, because for a couple of words there, her mouth didn't line up with the words that were coming out that we heard. So I was about to say it's a studio job, but I have to remember that this is live audio. I think I haven't heard anything that has made it abundantly clear that this is live. As a matter of fact, I hate to say it, but I'm leaning more towards studio audio. The vocal effects on the male voice there, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I mean, could it be done in a live setting? It could be. Yes, it can be done, but it just sounded, the quality sounded too clean. So I'm really kind of leaning more toward studio audio. What I'll have to do after I'm done reacting to this, what I'll have to do is I'll have to go find the actual official audio from the band, probably on their official website or on their official YouTube page, and download the song and do like I did with that Sleep Token reaction I just did not too long ago. Line them up, line them up in a mixer and check the waveformats, make sure everything, see if there's any variation, and then play them simultaneously and see if there's any deviation from each other. That's really going to be the only way to prove it, unless I hear something that just glares live or glares studio. So I'm still looking, I'm still searching, I'm still listening to see if there's anything that can prove that this is live. So we'll see. Back to the 6th again. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 6, 4, 2, 4. I like how they put the accent on 3 on this measure right here. 1, 2. Good ending. This is the ending, yes? Yes, it is. Good ending. Yeah, that's gotta be studio audio. It's gotta be. No crowd noise at all. I ain't buying it. Curiosity is getting the better of me, though. I'm really curious. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna put them both. I'm gonna download the official audio, put it in the mixer with this, and see what I see and compare. And I'll mention it. I'll tell you what I found in the review. But as far as the song itself goes, honestly, there's not really a lot to talk about. There's only 3 things to discuss. Okay, actually, there's 4 things. There's 4 things I want to discuss. And they're not going to take a whole lot of time. So this technically should be a pretty short review. Under 10 minutes, I'm willing to bet. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's put this argument to bed. The audio that we heard in that video, is that live audio or studio audio? Well, here we go. I got what we just heard. Here's the live up here. See? Draconian Stellar Tombs unofficial live video. The audio is the exact same, lined up. Okay? Now, underneath here, I just have Stellar Tombs. This is just their official audio, their studio audio. Okay? I have it lined up right at the exact same peaks. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see peak here. There was another peak I was looking at. The dip here. And if you listen, they'll be lined up. You won't hear two snares. You'll hear one snare. And they're both unmuted, as you can see. See, now it's muted. Now that one's muted. They're both unmuted. So now the question is, did what we hear, was that live audio? That's the question. That's the point of contention. Well, let's put it to the test. We'll start with the audio feed from the unofficial live. Let's add the studio mix in. Take out the It's the exact same. It's the exact same. Yeah, it's the exact same. Okay. So I think that pretty much closes the book on that argument. What we heard was studio audio over live footage taken from multiple shows. So the whole unofficial live video title, I disagree with that title. It's a little misleading. It's not exactly live. The footage is live. The video itself is live, but the audio feed, it's studio. Okay, just wanted to point that out for anybody who was second guessing me and saying, oh no, this is live.
What's the matter with you?
No, it's not. It's very clearly not live. So, there you go. Okay, let me get to the review. I'll see you there. Well, there you go, folks. That was Draconian with Stellar Tombs. This was a request from Hamish Alexander. And this was actually one of Hamish's 3 prioritized requests for the month of December for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Hamish. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, so a couple of things before I give the score. Number 1, what we heard, the audio that we heard, I think I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm like 99% sure about this. That was a studio recording, okay? I think we can all agree after seeing the evidence that lined up everything that we heard, it's a studio audio, okay? It is. So what they did is they took studio audio and they put it out there and they slapped multiple concert footage. They slapped a montage of multiple shows together and they put that live footage over the studio audio, okay? Listen, does that mean I discredit the band as a whole? No, absolutely not. Do you have any idea how many bands have done this over the decades? Tons of bands have done this. I love the bands who do it, and they have the gall to mix in, audience sound in the background. I think that is just ridiculous. I think that, I'm like, who are you trying to kid? You know, that's just funny. I love it when bands do that. I think it's hysterical. This band didn't do that. This band didn't try to insult our intelligence by doing that. And I also, something else I have to keep in mind, this was not an official release. This was a video that I'm assuming Kirill Sarkov, I'm assuming he's the one who made this video and uploaded it. So I can't even really blame the band for this. I mean, the band probably doesn't even know this video even exists. So I can't really blame the band for that. That's not their fault, okay? I have seen lots of bands do this though. So anyway, that's number one. It's not a live recording. It's a studio recording. That's number one. Number two, the video. Okay, look, it's a compilation live video, okay? It's not a single shot of a single live concert. As such, the video is going to be a complete non-factor. Now, before people lose their minds on me on this, let me remind everybody that a live show can help your score. Yeah, it absolutely can. But a live show can also hurt your score. And I want you to remember that when we get into the review here, okay? Please remember that. I'm not taking the live concert footage into account at all. And I think you're going to be glad that I didn't. Let's get to the score, and then I'll explain everything, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, for the song itself, remember, this is a studio recording, just for the song itself, I'm going to give that a 7.4. Yeah, 7.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.4. What does that mean? Well, a 7.4 would translate to a really good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also translate to 4 to 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go, a 7.4, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Oh boy, so glad you asked. This is gonna require some explanation. Let's start off with the song, okay? That's the most important thing here because that's what's getting that 7.4. The song, it's a really good song. It has some really nice songwriting, okay? I love the usage of 6/4, 6/4, 6/4, and then 4/4, 4/4. I love that. I think that worked out really well, and they made it work in such a smooth fashion. When they starting out with the 6/4, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That didn't sound janky at all. That felt good. It was smooth. They transitioned from the 6/4 to the 2 measures of 4/4 very smoothly from a chordal progression standpoint. To the 3, to the, now here's where things get tricky. It is the 3, and then they threw the 2 in there and the minor 7 in there to create a major triad. I liked that. That sounded really good because from that minor third, you could go to 2 or you could go to the flat 7. Either one of those would work really well as a transitional riff. Utilizing both created by default a major triad, a major third. I thought that was really clever. I liked it, and it sounded really good. That definitely added and helped to make that transition as smooth as it was. The rest of the song, for the most part, in the halftime feel, not half time. The tempo is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. The tempo is still there, but by putting the snare in for the halftime feel, it gave it the opportunity to keep that tempo, or to keep that actual tempo, but because they were in a halftime feel, putting the snare on 3 to give it that halftime feel, man, it felt extra heavy, even though it didn't change tempo at all. I thought that was pretty smart. I think it was a good call. They stayed pretty consistent in that halftime the entire time. There were moments where they would switch up to the straight time and they would go back to snare on 2 and 4, but they never, again, switching between halftime feel and straight time feel, never actually changing tempo, just playing with feel. I think that was really, really well done. Instrumentally, as far as chordal progression goes, I'm not going to sit here and say I was blown away by it because honestly, the chordal progression in the song was pretty simple, pretty easy to follow along with. But it sounded really good, and I got no issue with it. I'm just not going to sit here and pretend like, oh my God, this is the most amazing song I've ever heard in my life. No, it's not. Actually, it was a pretty simple song to follow from a chordal progression standpoint, okay? Now, no guitar solos. Interesting. I was kind of expecting one. As far as what did kind of impress me about this, the drumming, more than anything else, I think really kind of stood out. The guitar playing, bass playing, very simplistic, but the drumming, really nicely done. Very clearly defining halftime feel, straight time feel with its drum patterns. And some nice transitional fills to boot. I mean, I really like some of the transitions that he came up with. And again, he made it. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody or point or single anybody out, but they really kind of made the song idiot-proof when it came to transitioning from straight time to halftime and vice versa. The ending, I really liked that ending. Everybody laying out and having that keyboard outro, having that piano outro, really gave the song a feeling of finality, a sense of finality. This is it. This is the end of the song. We are not going to continue any further. Now, here's the thing. Could they have? Based on that piano, believe it or not, I think they could have. They could have used that piano as like, you know, a bridge or a breakdown and come back in for another chorus, something like that. Could they have? They could have. I think it would have worked, but I'm glad they didn't. Because number one, that would have made the song longer and a little repetitive, if I'm being honest. And having the piano do the work to finalize the song, I think was a very smart move. As far as the vocals go, I like the vocals to an extent. I think they complemented each other well, and there was a really nice balance. It was about 50-50, okay? The female vocalist had about 50% of the workload. The male vocalist had the other 50%. Now, within the male vocalist load, 75% of it was the grit and growl, and 25% of it was the effect. Now, I've always been critical of bands utilizing vocal effects. I'm going to say something really weird for me. I'm actually glad they had the vocal effect on the male vocal for one reason and one reason only. It broke up the monotony of his grit and growl. His grit and growl was consistent all the way from start to finish. Whenever he would grit and growl, it was the exact same. There was no deviation in tone. There was no deviation in approach. He was very linear in his vocal delivery. Utilizing the vocal effect there, it did break up the, for lack of a better word, it did break up the monotony of his grit and growl vocal. So I was, believe it or not, I was glad to have the vocal effect there. Her vocals were the other highlight for me, if I'm being honest. Her vocals were really well done. It had a sweetness to it, kind of like, what's her name from Epica? Simone. She has a very sweet vocal approach, a very sweet operatic approach. Not quite so operatic from this vocalist, from her. Not quite so, you know, back of the throat, open throat, rich sounding, but she definitely had a sweetness to it, and I like it. Nice contrast to his grit and growl. So I liked hers. Like I said, her vocals was definitely one of the highlights for me between hers and the drumming. Definitely highlights for me. This is how I'm coming up with a 7.4. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to reference back to the video footage, and people wondering, you know, why I didn't take the video footage into account. I already told you my reasons why, and you should be grateful for that. Because looking at that live footage that we saw, granted, I'm taking it with a severe heaping teaspoon or tablespoon of salt. That live footage, yes, it was definitely a cumulative of several, at least 2 shows. I suspect there was a third in there. But this was definitely a live compilation video. I don't count those, and it's a good thing, because if I had, the score would have gone down. I've said this in the past, I'm going to say it again. A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. In this case, if I had taken that live footage into account, it would have hurt. There was stage presence, yeah, that was there. Stage energy, nope. Stage interaction, nope. Crowd interaction, nope. Production, lighting, I guess. Showmanship, nope. They would have been a severe hindrance to the score. The score would have gone, I'm telling you right now, the score would have gone down under 7. So it's a good thing I'm not taking the live compilation video into account here. So that's a non-factor. And that's how I came up with the score of 7.4 for the song alone, the studio recording that we heard. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.4, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.